We're about today in the messy pinball room. It's been renovations going on, so we've got a couple of machines there covered, get the dust off them. That's not what we're here for today. We're here today to look at our Kings of Steel. This thing has an issue with the flippers not working. And I've tried a few things on the board. And the other night I was looking online and I saw a whole replacement board for sale. So I thought maybe it's just time. So I got a board. There's a few different versions of board available for this machine. That's the board I got. So let's crack it open, see what it looks like, and see how hard it is to put in the machine. And then also the important part, let's see if it even fixes the machine. So let's get into it. Let's crack this open and have a look. So, here's our board, where we're at, down there. Let's open this layer, so pass the parcel. I'll try actually use something to break the tape a bit. Right, got some sort of warning on here. Let's have a look. And this is the, as you can see, it's the Homepin version of the board. There's a few others. This one was slightly cheaper, and also Homepin, they've been a long time supporter of the Newcastle Pinball Festival. Now they've always come along. So last year they did a whole pinball machine for free to us to raffle off, and previously they did an arcade machine to raffle off. So you know, there's choices to buy different ones. I went with the Homepin because of their help for us. So yeah, let's have a look. Yeah, righto. No driver damage to, yeah, righto. Yeah, this is just saying that if your machine's no good, you damage your board. It's intermittent flippers, so the machines, they do work when they work, so I'm confident the machine's good enough to put the board in. So let's crack this back glass off, or crack it, let's remove this back glass safely and have a look inside there. There's one thing I hate about these old games is take these back glasses in and out. See if it's unlocked. It's unlocked. I've been filming with it so much lately. That's out. So let's open this up. Right, there's our driver board there, and that's what we're going to replace with this board that's turned up. As noticed, they've over time they've managed to shrink the size down a bit. So let's have a bit of a look at what we got and how this goes in. Let's put that down there. There's some new mounting pins, the mounting thing, there's a desiccate. Oh yeah, right, so there's your power supply, big capacitors there. They're replacing big ones up there, we'll get it closer in a minute. Yeah, right. Here's the 100 volt regulator. Yeah, right, so that is the same thing, just in a much smaller compact package. The transistors are mounted on the board, which also probably provides a bit of heat sinking for them. So yeah, so you've got connectors over there, still the same, just more compact. So let's get this old board out, put this one in, and see how it goes. Right, yeah, this board here's got, we'll get these connectors out. We have replaced some of these connectors on this. Because that's your flipper in and out, so I replaced them ones. And it's, you know, some ones over here. There's a connectors out. Right, let's get this board out. 2 screws and 2 little clips. Don't know how good the clips are. I mean, this board's been in and out a lot of times. It's been a Perkaz machine, this one as well as a test. His machine. And after that, that's what made it play up, I think. Just for the transporting it around so much. Didn't appreciate it. Right, so that's out. Let's have a look at our new board. So, oh yeah, so you got your thing there for your screw goes there. Your plastic clips there. This side. Clip there. And clip there. I think the clips in here are pretty bad, so they come with some new clips with the board. So we're going to use them if we can. So I reckon these are just get some cutters out, get rid of them, get rid of that, pop him off. Yeah, set first it's had some sort of issue there. It's been hot, something's burned up on this board. This was even this board. Possibly. Right, let's get this off. Not the best way to do it, but it's a way. These things are probably what made in the 80s, I guess, so they're getting pretty brittle. It's the last one wants to be uncooperative. There we go. Actually, we'll notice where the old plugs were, the old connectors were. There's that one there. The second one up there. Alright, let's get these in. Gotta get the other way in here. Slice measurements here. That one. And that one. Right, so that's how little new connectors stuck on there. Clip that in, clip that in. So it must be grounded. So we'll put a screw back in that corner. To hold our ground in. Actually, that screw there. Yeah, these 2 screws don't look like the right thing. Maybe they are. Yeah, seems pretty good. Righto, now we've got our J1, J2. J5. Underneath here should be our little thinner plugs. I put a nice bit of foam package on here, so don't get damaged in transit. Now, that's the key. And that appears to be as easy as that. Let's get a meter. Oh, yeah, it's a voltmeter. Righto. Let's check the instructions here. Make sure there's no instructions that. There's an extra pin thing here. It's probably meant to go there, so it doesn't bang into the back of the machine at any stage. There we go. Yeah, I'll space that out. There should be instructions. Here we go. It's got an adjustment. Where we got 175 volt there. Connect all plugs, allow the board to warm before making any adjustments. 10 minutes to warm up, adjust the voltage and the 5 volt using multimeter. Right, so let's turn on first, let it warm up. We'll come back in 10 minutes and adjust these voltages. Here goes nothing. There we go. Righto. It's been for like 5 minutes, so let's find the test points. This one, this is 190 volts. I thought what was charged. Turns out it's not. Got a meter down here, you can see that in the picture. Meter. And the test point. It says, the range is 200 volt range, that might be a bit high actually. That is way high. So we'll crank that down. It's just 175, about there goes the high voltage fuse. Right, we're back again. We've had our 10 minutes warm up for the second time. As you've seen, I had a bit of an error. I'll show you what I did there in a minute. But yeah, that we fixed the board up. It's back in action. I reset the voltage. It was about 160 something. I believe it was messing earlier. It said to put it about 175, so the high voltage is set to 175. So our game is back in action, I think. So yeah, I'll quickly show you what I did wrong. A warning for future reference. Zoom this in here. There's a test point there to the left there with the square on it. That's where you check your it was 190 volts factory. I said put 175. And what I did, I bumped the metal lead through that test point, I touched the metal backing of the thing, shorted out the whole high voltage regulator section. So we had a fuse, that 22k resistor, there's a TOP50C and another one up there and some other transistor up there. Yeah, so 3 transistors, a fuse and a resistor. Later, we're back in action. So yeah, it was not ideal, but anyhow, these things happen. Worst part was the parts that come from overseas, element 14 or whatever, something like that, Mouser, not even Mouser they end up coming from, just because, yeah, not something J-car stocks. But yeah, so let's sort that out. Do a crash course in PCB repair as well as replacement. But yeah, it's back in action now. So what we're going to do is have a game. As I said before, there what was the flippers. Mind the mess over there. The flippers were sort of intermittent. So let's just try. This is going to be a bit of an experiment. There we go. You can almost see the flippers there at that angle. Right, we're back in the tick. There you go, there's our Homepin Bally Solenoid driver board, or Bally steering. It works in the stern ones as well. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. The thing, plug and play, you know, there's nothing to do except for check that voltage and not blow it up when you're doing it. So it's a bit of free advice there. Don't bump your meter lead through the test point into the back of the machine if your machine has this metal casing. But yeah, otherwise it's good to go. Put the back glass back in it and play some more pinball. There we go, back glass is back in. It's all back in action, yeah, so hopefully the flippers keep working. Well, they will keep working now. So that problem out. So yeah, next one, we've got this blackboard over here. It needs a bit of work done on it, so we'll get on that eventually. But yeah, that one's done. Just need time to play some more pinball. This one here come from, where's someone got Cardiff Heights. This is before I moved here. It's about time I moved here, yeah. And we got there and the guy's like, oh yeah, it's just downstairs. So we had to cart the thing up the stairs at the side of his house. It was fairly steep, but luckily his son was like a rugby player, so he had one end, me and the guy who I bought off had the other end. We got up there, got here safely. So yeah, it's a fun game. It's not, it's not the schmickest game in the world, but it's a fun game, and I, plays pinball on it. So that's, what more could you want? There you go. That's fitting a Homepin Bally stern solenoid rotor board into a pinball machine. Yeah, it's a pretty straightforward job, especially if you don't wreck it the first time you do it. But the good thing, the way it's built is all through hole components, so it is actually a serviceable board. It's not surface mount components, that sort of stuff. You can do them yourself with a normal old-fashioned soldering iron. So they are serviceable, which is good for down the track. And hopefully it's going to give us many more years of trouble-free pinballing. So yeah, anyhow, that's this pinball video for now. We'll get back in the race car, we'll get the seat back in it next week or so. And we've got a few other things in here. Like I said, there's a pinball machine there, needs sorting. We'll get on that eventually. There's a jukebox over there. We'll get onto that. But yeah, that's that for today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, make comments. If you got one of these Homepin boards, tell us what you think of it. And we'll see you next time.